Hi, welcome back to the Gapster channel. I'm Gaby. I'm going to talk today about some really good wire that you could use on your project, but in this case we're going to use them on the Gapster TD1 DACs that I'm actually been working on and that quite a few of you are trying to build. So this will come in handy for you guys that if you'd like to use some really good wire. So those wires could come in handy if you're doing a project or you're trying to wire your Gapster TD1 DAC. I've designed the TD1 to actually accept 13 gauge wire, but you could use also 11 gauge wire if you want to go bigger. You just have to take a few strands off and can adapt them easily that way. Now some of you like to use solid core wire, and that is cool, but the problem with solid core is that it's hard to maneuver around. It gets a bit stiff and it's hard to route into different things. These are nice. You can easily twist them around, make a little twist out of them, and that usually works really good. These are wires from AliExpress. They are OFC copper that is silver plated with a PTFE jacket. I've been using those for a couple of years. I'm going to put a link in the description below about them, and also there's a little coupon code if you'd like to use as well. These are affiliate link. It helps the channel a tiny little bit, but I'm talking about them because I truly believe in those wires, and like I said, I've been using them for quite some time now. I actually use them on my Gapster D11 DAC that's behind me. That was quite the project a couple of years ago. So we're going to dive into more detail on how to actually use those wires. Also going to show you how I actually put them on a microscope and basically, I wouldn't say analyze them, but have a really good look on what are they made of to make sure that they look somewhat legit or not. Also, I'm going to show you how to terminate them to make them into a little fork, so you can actually use them if you are using it with your UC Pure, because they will adapt really well, and that's probably going to be the biggest wire you could use with the UC Pure, basically terminal screw blocks. So all this is going to be a little bit in detail, so let's dive into it and see how we can get those wires adapted to the Gapster TD1. The Gapster TD1 can accept up to 13 gauge wires, but if you want to go further, let's say you're using some very large ultracapacitor, you want to go even 11 gauge, you can, or even wider than that, but you'll have to take a couple strands off the wire so they will actually fit in. I cut the wire and I left a little bit exposed so we can see, and I polished the ends of it, because if you don't polish them you don't see what's inside, because when you cut it, the wire, the silver gets smeared all over the wire. So once I polished it and I put it on there, we're going to zoom in on this, and you can see how the outer layer is silver and inside there's a lot of copper in there, so it's mostly copper covered by silver. In this example, I'm using two green wires for the 0 volt, just to make things a little bit easier when you connect them. So here we can see a wiring of the Gapster TD1 DAC. You can see that I'm using here 11 gauge wires. This is extremely thick wire. They are OFC copper that is silver plated. They are twisted. And if we zoom in on the actual wires, you're going to see that what I did is actually split them in half, and they are meant to go into the UC Pure by IanCanada, and this way you have contact on both sides, and I cannot put a tiny bit of solder on the tip of them as much as I could, just so they're not fraying. And this is probably one easy and simple way to get the best connection to the IanCanada UC Pure connectors. So here you can see how they're connected to the UC Pure screw ends, and this way the screw goes on both sides and you get the best connection possible. Also notice the labeling on the wires, and this is very important because that's one way to reduce the risk of wiring them the wrong way and frying a whole bunch of things on your board. In this example, I squeezed two green 0 volt wires in the same hole, just took a little bit of each one so I can get them in. And this way I can get two separate +5 and -5. And this way it's easier to connect them to IanCanada's UC Pure, then I don't have to do anything special. You just connect one to the one UC Pure and the other one to the other UC Pure. So here you can see an example of a more, I would say, safer setup. We have the transformers in a metal enclosure, the ultracapacitors in a fire retardant enclosure, and all the wires are secured and soldered in place. So we have less exposed stuff and less possibility of things to happen. Even this is not safe, but at least it's a step above when having a big chaos and having wires completely exposed and everything where a kid could come in and stick their hand in there and cause problems. Even this could possibly end up in trouble, but at least you've got the fuses here in case something shorts to protect you. And I used a double zero here to actually keep everything twisted. So this is keeping the wires as short as possible. They could be a little bit shorter, but I'm still in the testing phase, so once I have them set up, I could shorten them. Now, this is what we call it's a stack and it's an open concept. So it's not the safest thing, but it's the way if you can at least secure some of the loose ends, you got one layer of safety. I cannot promise you that your fire will not burn with this, but at least if you do this, you have less chance than having a chaotic setup. You often see me with wires all over the place. Yes, but I'm constantly watching. I never leave everything unattended. Whenever I'm done, I turn everything off. If I leave the house for half an hour, I turn everything off and everything is disconnected. Another layer of safety is using wires that do not burn into flames. So these are PTFE wires, so they're the least likely to set up in flames, because if something's going to short, the wire is what's going to get so hot, and the jacket, it's going to go into flames, and that could set the wood on flame or the plastic on flame. But the plastic here, this is also fire retardant, so we've got quite a few safety layers here. So the biggest safety layer is keeping the fuses on the UC Pure, so if something happens, at least you've got the fuse to somewhat protect you. All the transformers should have fuses. Every line coming out of the transformer should have a fuse also on it. Ultimately, once you have everything set up, you like everything and the sound, it would be nice to put everything in an enclosure where it's actually all sealed. And this way, maybe I want to add a little screen to it, it makes it fun, and you've got a much better secure system. I put a list about some of the safety things that you could use to improve your setup. I'm just going to go through them. This is only a partial list, and it's not going to make you safe, but like I said, every layer counts and it makes you slightly safer. Number one is to have fuses on each low voltage line, so the low voltage line that are going here into the UC, these should have fuses on them. You should also have a fuse on the main transformers as well. The reason you want fuses on these is because a lot of times you have transformers and they can handle, for example, 4 amps here and 4 amps here, but actually the actual line could actually produce 8 amps, but the wiring in the coil is not made for 8 amps. So that's why they usually want you to parallel them together to be safe. But since we are splitting them, that puts you in danger of actually burning the coil on the transformer if something shorts here. So it's important to have at least a 4 amp fuse on each one of the lines. What's the coil is rated decides how much of a fuse you should put on each line. It could be 2 amps, could be 4 amps. Just check your transformer and how much you should put in. Because we're going to use about 3 amps. Usually a 3 amp fuse is probably the maximum you want to put in. You need to ground the transformers. If you're using some that have grounding, you need to ground the case of where the transformers. No high voltage wires should be showing, because someone could catch something. And like I said, grounding the case. You should have short wires, basically, that are nicely connected and soldered or screwed, and everything is secure. Use a soft start on your transformers. When you first turn them on, you don't have a big spark into the socket. You need to secure all the UCs in the case, make sure you have a cover on it, and you should also have a cover on the ultra capacitor. You could see the red and black thing, those little caps, just in case you have a metal case, so in case something touches, you don't short and cause a fire. And you also make sure that your transformers are wired correctly. So when you say you're 120, make sure you follow the transformer data sheet and that you actually connect the transformers properly. And this way you don't have any overheating transformer. I once could see my transformer getting hot and I wonder what's going on. I realized that I actually, the 210 volts, they were actually not in phase, and that caused an overheating and kind of negligence on my part. But things could happen to anyone. I once plugged the 15 volt in reverse. I burnt my TDA, I burnt my FIFO-Q7, that's $600 mistake. So things could happen to the best of us, especially when you're doing too many things. So the more safety you can follow, the better. I'm going to put a link in the corner up here about my Gapster TD1 project for those of you who don't know much about it. In this corner here, I'm going to put a link about a few songs that are so well recorded that you can listen to. That's going to enhance your experience with your system. There'll be a speaker in the middle if you'd like to subscribe. My Patreon link is in the description if you'd like to support me. I'll hope to see you again in another video, so take care.